Good evening, Builder. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wilhelm Startin. Tonight is a chat-only stream, so first things first. So, Builder, the other night when on the latest episode of my Spider-Man Let's Play, and you were talking about your uh, one of your Ruby and Marvel fanfics, the Marvel AU. You said that you had decided that you were going to give that version of Ruby Spider-Man's powers while giving Blake Miss Marvel's powers, and you were still deciding who to mix with uh, Yang and Weiss. No, there is no other guy right now. That's the stream manager. Yeah. Uh, I mean, yeah. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Captain Marvel would be way too OP. So, yeah. Although Human Torch is also a bit OP as well. So, hmm. Really, really, I think. Oh yeah, that would actually fit. Especially since pretty much the only other character I could think of that might have anything remotely in common with with her for all the wrong reasons would be Willow Schnee. If you get the joke, you get the joke. Although by that same mentality, we'd end up having to make Crow Iron Man. Good God, no. Okay, what's one thing that Crow and Willow have in common? I'll give you a hint. Glug glug. Yeah. Yeah. Worse, alcoholics. Which I love how both of them, as part of their character arcs in the show, actually, in their own ways, are shown overcoming their substance abuse. Which also very convenient timing on Crow's part because the very next season he'd get a new voice actor entirely. So in universe they could have written off his they could have explained his voice changing as just he stopped drinking, his throat can finally recover. But yeah, like in the comics, over and over again, you've had a certain storyline that ran for Iron Man, and that also ran a couple of times for Captain Marvel, about both being alcoholics. Although, what's really interesting is that in Captain Marvel's case, Iron Man was the one to call her out. And when Tony Stark says you have a drinking problem, it's bad. Jeez. Also, fun fact: in some of her video game and animated appearances, oh shoot, sorry, the microphone was flipped up. Fun fact: in some of her video game and animated appearances, Captain Marvel is voiced by Erica freaking Lindbeck. So that's awesome. Uh, well, when we get around to my Persona 5 stream, she's the one that voices the hacker girl. Futaba? Yeah. Also, okay, let's go down more of the list. She also voices. Oh, so you remember the yeah, and you remember the Insomniac Spider-Man version of Black Cat, also voiced by Erica Lindbeck, and she's going to be front and center when we cover the City That Never Sleeps DLC. Yeah. And honestly, Futaba, I've said this multiple times, Futaba is the role that actually got my attention. Because, well, high functioning autistic, and this character is very clearly ASD coded. And part of that, yeah, I can absolutely see that. Her generally humorless demeanor, yeah, that absolutely fits. Although, who would Ilya be? There's the question. There's the question. Please don't go for the low hanging fruit. By the way, just so we're clear. Where Ilya is concerned, because I know it's tempting to just make her chameleon, but don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah, fair enough. On that note, though, although, what would be the cutoff for how far in we're going on the characters, like, by season? Because there's a lot we could do all the way up till volume 8. Hmm. Oof. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, pretty much. Just be sure to stick to what's true to each character's personality, so that it actually makes sense to fans of both. I mean, let's be honest. In the case of Spider Ruby, I would suggest going with the personality shown in Ruby Chibi. Where as I think it was Carrie Shawcross that said that characterized her as a little shit. Yeah, okay. Again, that doesn't fit her personality. Therein lies the problem. Like, because like there's a general mentality in when it comes to alternative character interpretation, that if you're not staying true to the character's core personality traits, you might as well be using a different character entirely. Yeah, Adam is absolutely a better fit. In fact, I can't think of a better fit than him. So, but of course, naturally, you'd have to portray the various members of the Brotherhood with Faunus, at least predominantly. So, basically, take all of the. So, oh yeah, I can absolutely see that. I mean, leader of a relatively isolationist nation. Yeah. also a very hands-on, or rather claws-on fighting style. Similarly loyal to their people. Basically, you got the core personality traits down. So, obviously we're going for completely race-blind character casting. Which that's going to be another thing that that reminds me of another thing that I'd like to talk about once I get some more people on. The new of the new Velma TV series. Klein as Moon Knight. Oh, because of the multiple personalities. Yeah. Well, except that, as far as I can tell, none of Klein's alters are necessarily extreme enough. I'd need to do a bit more research on. I need to do a bit more research on Moon Knight, but I think that one begins to break down fairly easily. I think for the time being, at least, stick to the ones that are reliably simple conversions. So again, not low-hanging fruit, but still very easy to work with. And then go from there. Oh, absolutely. Ironwood would absolutely be a good fit, especially with his at all costs mentality, which, fun fact, is actually due to his semblance. Like, I forget what it's called, but his semblance is both physical and mental. I think it's simply called resolve or something, but yeah. So, yeah, the point is that that is a very easy conversion. Yeah, I think that's also a good one, because Watts has the whole callous, well, not so much mad scientist, but definitely the callous disregard for for the lives of others. So yeah, as long as we're going with the traditional portrayal of Doc Ock, yeah. Honestly, considering both are absolute psychopaths, no. This is one of those cases where it is not a low-hanging fruit. Yes, it's too easy, but at the same time, some answers are obvious because they are right. So yes, Tyrion as Mac Gargan the Scorpion is a perfect fit. Again, because he's a freaking bloodthirsty nutcase. But that begs the question, who would make up the other classic members of the Sinister Six, like Vulture or Sandman? But also, in general, stick to making characters that, in RWBY are traditionally, characters that in RWBY are heroes, giving them heroic roles. So, which is another reason that Pyrrha as Magneto wouldn't have worked. But as for Winter as Silver Sable, well, she's yes, I can totally see that. I can totally see that happening. That said, again, Winter as Silver Sable is a good fit, both because personality and because both often find themselves at odds with their nominal allies. So, hmm. Honestly, I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that happening. I mean, again, a ruthless businessman willing to go to any lengths to get ahead. Yeah, that absolutely fits. That sounds exactly like Norman Osborn. Even better if it blows up in his face. Huh. Now that's an interesting case. Mainly because fire is a bad match. So, but a character again, characters that are traditionally played as anti-heroes. So, yeah, no. So Cinder, being being a recently sympathetic villain, no, not a good fit for Venom. Even though I know that's tempting because of that thing she used back in the day. Exactly, there are rarely any. Which is honestly one of the few marks against it. That that in a world so in a world that is in a lot of ways so broken, you don't see any anti-heroes. That yes, it's also compelling that you have so many characters that are decidedly heroic in an unheroic world, but at the same time, you'd expect to see a few genuine anti-heroes that are trying to make the world a better place, but are immediately at odds with protags. Beyond Tyrion? Not that comes to mind. Huh. Let's see. No, I don't think that you can work Venom in just yet. At least, yeah, no Carnage. Yeah, because let's be honest, you can't have Carnage without Venom. That's no good. So, yeah. So maybe focus on characters introduced pre 1990s if you can. Incidentally, um, two characters that, you know what? Assuming that we're going with a more competent Torchwick, yeah, yeah, I can kind of see that. Again, a more competent Torchwick, because let's be honest, he was a little fish in a big pond. Oh, he was way out of his league. He was damn good at what he did, but again, he was going up against he was a little league batting in the big leagues. Oof. Hmm. But yeah, so without spoiling, what was your opinion of episode 1 of The Last of Us? Cool, cool. It's good to hear. That's good. That's really good. And yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, honestly. Like I said, for me, the one pre-release thing that kind of surprised me was, again, the actual means of infection. Like, like on the one hand, it was off-putting, but again, Hollywood wanting to uh, keep beautiful people from hiding their faces. Kali as Black Cat. Not sure. Honestly, huh? That's a good question, actually. Okay, you might want to swap. You. Oh no. I was gonna say, but no. No, okay, so Collie is. Yeah, no. I don't think Collie's exactly a good fit. Emerald, however. Yeah, Emerald would be a better fit for that. You got to remember that not only was she a pickpocket from a young age, but her semblance also allowed her to cast illusions. So that that would actually help a master thief immensely. So yeah, Emerald's a better fit. Again, you got to consider every aspect of the character. So basically, focus on the Marvel side, and then think which character is the best fit. You know, like work your way back. Villain? Well, there's Red Skull, which incidentally, in some versions, actually received a an imperfect version of the same serum that made Steve Rogers Captain America, which the MCU film Captain America: The First Avenger actually decently explored. So who would fit Hazel? Oh, then no, that's not a good fit. That's not a good fit then. That said, huh. I'm reminded of the Death Battle episode Hulk versus Broly, and I couldn't help but notice that the model they used for Hulk uh, looked like a very close build to what they used for Hazel, and I couldn't get that out of my head. And the biggest thing is that oftentimes Hulk is angry at the world, but again, the whole thing about Hazel is that he's right to be pissed, just not for the reasons he thinks, and not to the people that he thinks. Like, he was angry at Ozpin when really he should have been angry at Salem all along. So no, Kingpin's not a good fit for Hazel. Again, look at the Marvel character's personality and role and work your way back. honestly, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point you had considered Ruby as Ironheart. Riri Williams. Was that the character's last name? Like I'm surprised you didn't go that angle with Ruby because, well, it's literally a character that this is literally a female character that is an excellent tinkerer that straight up made a better version of Iron Man's armor. So I kind of think that would have been a better fit for Ruby, personally. Just me personally. But then again, uh, we still need to figure out a role for Weiss and Yang. Huh. I mean, let's be honest. Making Yang a version of She-Hulk just feels cheap. So... Hmm. Okay, I don't disagree, but now I've got that image in my head and it's kind of hilarious. uh, oh wow. Oh wow. uh, hmm. So who do you think would be a good fit for Hawkeye? There's the question. Oh. Okay, so going back to what we were saying about, villains and injections, you could have okay, so this is just a thought, a version of Hazel that is also a version of US Agent. The John Walker Captain America as introduced to the MCU in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and again, that given her personality, that's actually a good fit. Hasty and arrogant. That is a good fit. But who would we put as Scarlet Witch then? In that case, because we already gave Black Cat to Emerald, so again, still not a good fit. Like Cinder seems like one of those characters that absolutely needs to remain a tragic villain. But here's a question. Well, I know I said no characters post 1990, but do you think there's a character that might be a good fit for Mr. Negative? Martin Lee, like a character that's clearly conflicted. No, I don't think there's a good equivalent there. Just like there wasn't a good match for Venom. Huh. Yeah, that's a shame. But the casting's already coming along quite nicely, isn't it? Let's see here. So, yeah. That's actually a good question. Honestly, How comfortable would you be with killing off Jacques fairly early on? Because that could end up with Whitley as the second Green Goblin, or discovering his father's dirty secret and becoming an alternate version of possibly the Hobgoblin, since there have been multiple, since that's actually a legacy mantle that's gone between multiple completely unrelated individuals, like Ned Leeds and what was the other guy? Roderick Kingsley. So that could absolutely be a good fit for Whitley. Like a traditional hunter? I don't know. I'm guessing you're looking for someone to cast as Craven? Hmm. That's actually a good question. Uh, as far as traditional hunters, nobody really comes to mind. When you consider the nature of Remnant, most everyone mostly sticks to the kingdoms. They don't really venture out that much. Hmm. I think I just figured out someone we can make a good match for Venom. Someone who's not above doing monstrous things for their own interests. Raven. Just a thought. Just a thought. Does that sound like that's a reasonable fit, at least for the time being? Because then we could make Cinder Carnage. So, and what do you think of that idea? But at that point, we'd have to. At that point, how would we deal with Yang? Hmm. Hmm. We still need to find. So we still need to work back to roles for as far as the core cast are concerned. We still haven't given an assignment for Oscar. But then again, you can't have Oscar without killing off Ozpin. So yeah, yeah, no, that absolutely fits. That that absolutely fits. Huh. Oh no. Oh no. I just thought of a great and terrible idea. Oh no. Oh no. Can you imagine? So, okay, so a master martial artist. That's actually, huh. Thinking my way back. Okay, so master martial artist. I mean, there's Fox from Team Coffee, but I think I know where you're going with this. You're trying to find someone to give Black Widow, aren't you? Although in Fox's case, we could possibly give him Iron Fist. Except I don't think Danny's exactly the silent type. So heck, if I'm not mistaken, Fox was mute. Huh. Hmm. Oh, blind. Well, shit, then it looks like we may potentially have found our Daredevil then. Possibly. I had no idea that he was blind. Wow. Fox? Huh. So what's his semblance exactly? Oh, shit. Which leaves us Maria as Stick. No, yeah, exactly. That means that we can make Maria Stick. You know, the old person that the blind old person that trained Daredevil. That's perfect. Especially considering, you know, her preflexes semblance. Oh, looks like we got another follower. Boss or a cyan pumpkin. Thank you. You mind if I just call you Pumpkin for short? Or would you rather go by Basra or Cyan? Demolition expert? I mean, you probably got a handful, but off the top of my head, huh. One moment. I don't think that we can, in good conscience, use Deadpool. I don't think that that we or your audience could handle it. Oh. Oh, wow. I did not realize that was his semblance. Well, then again, I haven't read the novel that expanded on Team Coffee, so... Hmm. Honestly, I don't know enough about his character to weigh in on that one. Quite frankly. Although I will say this much, in the novel, weren't they operating near Shade Academy? So they would be well within range of where the portal dropped everyone, well, most everyone at the end of Volume 8. So they're likely going to be reappearing in early Volume 9. I mean, oh, oh, that would actually be really good for comedy, not gonna lie. Considering that Neptune is severely hydrophobic. So you'd end up severely nerfing the character and treating him as a gag, but... And we'd be talking old school cartoon version of Aquaman weak. I mean, really, that version was a pushover. So that's kind of what you're reducing. That's kind of what you're reducing Namor to with Neptune. Also, you misspelled the name. It's Namor. You pronounced it right, judging by your spelling, but... Hmm. I gotta check my analytics real quick. Let's see here. Achievements. Yep, it's reflecting 49 out of 50 now. Still need to get up to 3 average, and that's... Excuse me, that's not panning out. Oh, nuts. Did that again. I hate when it does that. I think I'm going to load something up as a backdrop for the sound. Sorry if this thing's a little too jarring. Just so we have some music in back. Ah, yes. Toe Jam and Earl, a 90s parody of 90s culture. Jeez. Ugh, look at those gaudy, garish colors. Ugh. Those are freaking loud. I mean, again, that's low-hanging fruit. You're looking at the character's semblance, but not their personality, because Mr. Fantastic is not only smart, but also an arrogant jackass, as usually comes with hyperintelligence. So I don't think Vine's a good fit there. You really don't have a lot of good guy characters that are genuinely arrogant in RWBY. Like, in the traditional sense. Huh. And Ironwood was more of an anti-villain, and you already gave him General Ross as it is. Honestly? That's a damn good question. Holy crap. Honestly, I'd say it's more of a categorical issue than anything else, but all three can be arrogant dickheads. Like, wow, I don't think I have a good answer to that question. Because even when Stark is right, he is an insufferable jackass about it. So... Yeah, that's awesome. that was pretty funny. So who do you think would be a good fit then for Nick Fury? Which, going back to the topic of race-blind casting, picking Sam Jackson was absolutely great. Like, them going with Sam Jackson was absolutely motherfucking amazing. Because the thing is that in the comics, the earliest versions of Nick Fury were white. And basically, when they were making the movies, when they're making the early MCU films, they were like, "No, fuck that. We don't need to do that." So who's the meanest motherfucker we can find for this job? Wait, motherfucker. Let's go with Sam Jackson. And you know what? They couldn't have picked a better actor. So That's not good. Sorry, everyone. I gotta go. I'm starting to get a headache, and well, it's gonna be hard to focus at that point. So, and we don't have enough people for a raid. So I guess this is, well, that's it. I think Wednesday is going to be more Spider-Man. Until then, this is Wilhelm Starton, signing off. Good night, everyone.